Yeah, it sounds like our structure will need to change a lot. We could keep the collision stuff. But I'm not sure yet. I mean, that'd be a great way to send stuff from one to the other. And before, what I was thinking is you could have, you know, several types of effects in a row, and maybe you shoot one to the other. It's just, I'm not sure if you want to explicitly have them shoot. Aim, require aiming, because in that sense the aiming thing might be cool. User just taps this to select one destination. Yeah, I think I'm gonna use the collision detection part for now, because that seems the path of least resistance. And if it doesn't work, we'll just delete everything and make a new structure to do that. Okay, so all I have to do now is implement this effect class. So probably a base class for effect and then subclasses. And we have to think about how is it going to receive the actual audio. So if we use the collision detection, that gives us the advantage of connecting two entities, this voice entity with the effect entity. And by entities are just they don't do anything with audio, but they contain, for example, the voice entity contains the audio and creates the audio, the input buffer sound when it collides. So probably take that part away and require effect to, when it collides with a voice object, to pick up the audio from that. We can transfer the audio. That shouldn't be so hard. And also start to delete voice. I think a gradual deletion would be better. And then, so I should be writing these down. Yeah. You bring that down a little bit. So I think I had a notes somewhere. I think it was in temp. Yeah. Okay, so we can get rid of our previous to do because we did most of that. Yep, we did all of that. So one, create voice effect class. Use collision event to transfer audio from voice object, and also kill the voice object when that happens. Yeah. And what we can do is say, it could just output so, I mean, the output could also just be a voice object. And this would be cool, especially because you can start feeding things back into different filters or whatever. Maybe you draw a line that connects to a different effect or the same effect. I mean, that's like a pretty nerdy thing to do anyway, but I don't see a reason not to. So, and we could say the normal behavior. The expected normal behavior is someone sends a voice object here, this sends a voice object to a speaker object, and when it collides with the speaker is when the output actually happens. So we'll move the playback functionality from voice object to speaker object or something. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. So, oh, what's going on? I didn't do that. Yeah. So, define output. And the idea right now is to instantiate instantiate new voice object. Yeah. Collides with speaker. And this new voice object, this is important, new voice object will which has modified output audio. Yeah. And the structure is really simple. It's just superclass filter effect, a voicer effect. We can call it voicer effect. And subclass mouse auto-tune pitch shift demon. These kind of simple subclasses. Well, I don't know what you call those. These are like layman's terms for a bunch of audio effects combined together. It's just effect names, I guess. And yeah, there might be some subclass hierarchy below there for stuff that have shared behavior, but that's not really important. So I think we can just start defining this class. Anything else we need to consider? We've done all the audio stuff. I would say after that's done, it would be very nice to look into muting the mic when outputting. Yeah, I think we're good. And the reasons for that is, as you can tell, it starts to get crazy once you have input and output going out at the same time, as expected. Even if you use a delay like we are, I mean, there's a conceptual delay because the sound doesn't happen until a rectangle collides with something. Okay. I need another drink of water. I'm drinking lots of water. And I might want to go for a bike ride soon, where the sun sets. I'm only in Hawaii for a little while, which is why my parents are running around. My previous screencasts were in Berlin, and I wasn't so excited about running around outside, especially at this time of the year. But in Hawaii, it's still 27 degrees Celsius, or around 80 degrees Fahrenheit. That's one thing. It's really hard to program in Hawaii because of that, I think. And it makes so much sense to go outside and grow shiso plants or ride around the volcano. Luckily, you only can do it while it's light out. And well, that's pretty much all I want to say about that. I was going to start implementing some effects classes. So let's just go balls out and call it voicer effect. Dot. Wait a minute. I have to do that from the Xcode console. So that is going to be audio. Yeah, okay. We're going to call that yeah, it can start off as Objective-C, sure. And voicer effect. Now, the thing to consider is do we want the voicer entity, the effect entity to contain, this part always sucks. So the view, where is my, oh, that's right, this guy. So there is a little bit more design discussion. There's the actual effect that processes audio, and that should definitely be called effect. But there's actually the object on the view. I'm inclined to make those the same thing. Is there an advantage to splitting them up? I guess you could swap stuff between each other somehow. Let me fix my mic. So, do I want an effect and an effect entity? That's just, I think if I was to do a signature using this font, it would be a lot nicer than my own. I might have already made that observation. Because this looks like a little bit nicer than my own handwriting, like artsy style. This is very nice curves. I guess that's what it is. Okay, effect and effect entity, or just effect entity. Well, there's already the entity class, and that requires that there's a visual component. Entities are created and deleted. So I think I'm going to split them up. Or not. Yeah, let's just not, because I'm tired of splitting. There's no real good reason, and I can always split it up later. So I'm just going to call these effect entities. And it'll be a subclass of filter entity. Yeah, sure. This is in classes. The first thing I'm going to do is change it to mm. I wish there was an option that you could just create MMs by default.